Professional elite destroying Uganda. The professional elites and their title are destroying Uganda. These are the people who think they are educated and carry titles. They look good from outside, but real rotten from inside. When you meet them, they begin to introduce themselves with their titles. I'm General Patapotea. I hold a PhD in eating musomo. I also have 2 master's degrees in lying. I've won a Nobel Peace Prize. And lastly, I'm having my own business in stealing people's money, stealing taxpayers' money. My brothers and sisters, you may carry all those titles, but we wish you the best. Having so many titles is not bad if you know how to use it. If you are carrying those titles to show out, steal taxpayers' money, then you are destroying Uganda and putting the future of the next generation in doubt. You can carry as many titles as you may get it. But if you don't have knowledge from birth, then those titles become useless. You can just tear it and throw it in the dustbin. If you steal, and you're locked down in corruption and have no heart for the next generation, for the people of Uganda, then those titles of yours is useless. It's useless. I know that most of you educated people like me, we like showing up. We like showing out that we are holding better position. And when we appear or invited for a seminar, you'll come, you'll go and tell the moderator that I prefer to be called Mr. So-and-so, and here are my qualifications, here are my title. And we have some of those professional elites in the parliament. Those are the members of parliament. And I tell you, if you tell them that the government is going to allocate 35 billion for supervision of coronavirus around the country, I tell you, all those people will run from where they are, and the next 2 hours or 3 hours they will be in parliament looking for that same money. And these are the professionals and title holders. And to be honest, I would ask the member of parliament in Uganda not to use that title anymore because they are not honorable. So we should not give them that title of honorable because it does not make sense. How can you give somebody a title, including the title Bachelor of Arts or Bachelor of Science or Master of Arts or Master of Science? Some of those people in the parliament, they have more than 2 titles. And they should give that title back. And they should not even use it. Because if you are honorable, then you don't go stealing. If you are honorable, then you fight for your people. You fight for the people who elected you. But instead, you're busy running around making money, and then you use the title honorable. That is an insult to our intelligence. And we have a lot of this type of peoples. They are everywhere. In the army, you have them. In the police, you have them. Security. All these people are carrying titles. And those titles are killing, are destroying Uganda. They are all involved in corruption. And then you begin to ask yourself, do you have Uganda in heart? No. No. They are traveling a crooked journey, and that journey is money, money, and money, and money, until they destroy the Pearl of Africa. And the next generation might follow their footsteps, because we believe that if your family is a thief, one of you, will also become a thief. If your family is a witch, one of the children will also follow the footsteps of their parents. And that is exactly what the professional elites are doing in Uganda today. And if you, the people of Uganda, don't see clearly, then there will come a time when you're poor, you will die poor. Your family will be poor. It will be a generation thing, because those professional elites would have already stolen everything in Uganda and put it in their names, in the names of their children, in the names of their uncles, in the name of their wives and their family, and then most of you will have nowhere to go. Think about it. If we cannot solve the problem now, then we are going to have a lot of problems in the future, because we have failed. We have failed to protect what belongs to us all. You know, a few days ago, I was reading an article from Anti-Corruption Uganda, and it knocked me out. It tells you that Ugandans are carrying 2 heads, which means double trouble in paradise. It is hard to understand how their mindset works. And most of them believe that we are still living in the imaginary books of Owen, the animal farm, where all animals are equal, but some are more equal than the others. And if you slaughter just animal, the meat tastes different. We have people who love themselves more than what is around them and don't care about anybody else. And these are the people who are using their titles, they are using their position. They can bend the power anytime they want to do so, whenever they feel like, in order to avoid any form of screening that had been put in place for all Ugandans. They bend the law when they want to bend it. They do whatever they want. They own the country because of those titles they carry. It was heartbreaking when we all know that coronavirus is a very dangerous disease. It can kill without mercy, and it has been killing people in Europe, in America, all over the world, even in Africa. People have started dying, and people are still dying. And then when you read that those people, those professional elites with their titles, going to 𝙁𝙇𝙇 International Airport, ministers, generals, sending officers to pick their children who are coming back from those countries that are categorized as dangerous countries with cases of coronavirus. Countries such as South Africa, US, Germany, Italy, and United Arab Emirates, China, and those who passed through Dubai. Now, these people, they use all their powers, their titles. They drive into 𝙁𝙇𝙇 Airport, knowing that their children or their relatives who are coming from this country had to be screened, had to be quarantined for 14 days. But all those professional elites with those titles decided to violate those rules. You just tell an officer, because you're a general or you're a major general or you have a general manager somewhere, because you have that state house clearance maybe to go to the airport and just pick your family and drive them home. and you avoid any screening at all, this is something that should have not happened, but it happens. You take them home, you don't know whether they're healthy or they're sick. They will be moving around, meeting friends, school friends, people in the neighborhood or in the villages. They will go to visit their granny in the villages or somewhere there. And if they're sick, a lot of people will be infected and a lot of people will die. And here, you have those professional elite who should be giving us, ordinary Ugandans, good example, so that we could also follow their footsteps and say, I think that man is from a different animal farm. It is a pity that for so many years we have learned nothing. Number of our Uganda legislators, lawmakers, are also ignoring the quarantine requirement and just went on enjoying life with the others, even if they know that he or she just returned from dangerous zone. Why do we behave like wild leopards without thinking that the people you are taking with you home may be carrier of coronavirus? I just can't believe that in the 21st century, we just behave the same way when we got independence. And when we got independence, those leaders and those people who grew at that time was even behaving better than what you're doing today. They respected the rules and regulations. They respected the law of this country. I keep asking myself, what sort of generals do we have? What sort of legislators do we have in Uganda today? I don't know whether to cry or to laugh. The luggage of shame we are carrying is becoming heavier day after day. And that luggage, in the long run, may be heavier than what it is today. I know that one of the parliamentarians, one of the lawmakers, is coming from my own area. He was ejected out of parliament because he disobeyed orders. He should have let himself be tested, but not to be bragging that I passed the airport, nobody even checked me, and you just go on pretending that everything is normal. Everything is not normal. the damage is already done. You cannot correct wrong doing with a big smile when you come back to Parliament. Those legislators should apologize to the people of Uganda. I don't care whether you had an office in South Korea or wherever you might have put your food on the ground, where you put your foot on the ground. Apologize or eject yourself out of Parliament voluntarily. And I don't even see any reason why you should still keep using the title honorable, because most of you are not honorable at all. Most of you are putting the life of Uganda, the life of Ugandans in danger. That should also apply to the ministers and the generals who think they are above the law, and those who are using taxpayers' money to send their children abroad, while most of our kids are not even getting jobs after graduating, and they're suffering silently in their backyard. We cannot allow selfish and irresponsible behavior, especially those who consider themselves to be the role model, the people who should have been the one showing us what to do and how to do it, have turned bullish, corrupt, and bending the law whenever they want to do so. Majority of those leaders turn into the worst bed bugs that ever crossed my bed. You see, sometimes I like using bed bugs because when we were growing up, we tested the power of bed bugs when they enter your bed. Some of you who are corrupt, who are stealing all the taxpayers' money, you might have lived a very wonderful life. You might have enjoyed yourself when you were growing up. But some of us, we have tested the power of bed bugs. If it bites you at night when you're sleeping, then you understand how the world should operate. We have seen bed bugs. We have tested it. I understand that some officials at the entry point at the airport solicited and took bribes. And what they do, they take the bribe And they just look the other way around. While you walk and just go wherever you want to go. And you know very well you are coming back from the countries who are considered dangerous. And you just walk into Uganda without a problem. You walk without a problem. And these are the people who are supposed to protect our lives. They are just allowing the people to come in whenever they want. Avoiding the two options, self-quarantine or 14 days, or to be co-opted under institutional area. This sort of attitude is not new. Those working at the entry point do copy, they copy their behaviors from the ministers, the generals. And this type of people will just tell you, sir, I'm just doing my job. And their family are doing fine. And they will keep on doing the same thing for their family. The same thing for their family. Not knowing that in that process, you may be helping a coronavirus carrier. And the same person is going to take a lot of Ugandans with them. Because when people are affected with this disease, you don't know whether they can get cured. Some may come out, some may die. And you sit there, you get your $100, whatever happens afterward is none of your business. But let me tell you, you are a killer. And believe me, the action, your own action, means you have just sanctioned someone else's death. You are involved in a plot to commit murder. And God forbid, if anyone die because of your action, their blood will be on your hand. And the job you are enjoying at this moment will no longer be there. It is time we have to get all rotten apples out of our system. We want to live in a country where no officials at any airport in Uganda is decorated with corruption, camouflage, where you let people who might be sick just walk in free in the land of paradise and kill as many people as they please, just because you allowed them in. You have turned yourself into an executor, a doctor, a general, and you can do whatever you want. You can break the law, bend the law to fit into your own egos. Well, a lot of people as saying that the present president was clear in his address to the nation. He has locked down the entire country. But if your team are weak, selfish, and corrupt, no matter how clear you may be, it is difficult to keep them together. It is real hard to keep a house of cards together unless you weed out the bed bugs around you. If you cannot weed out the bed bug around you, then you are in real trouble. And those bed bugs around you will come back to haunt you when the time comes. You will then come down like an empty sack. Whatever you do, nobody will be there to back you up. They all know that you are the last bus stop. You are the owner of the bus. And when everyone gets out of the bus, you will remain alone. It means you own the bus, you own the corruption, you own bad behavior that is in your system, and the country holds you responsible for whatever happened and whatever is going to happen in the Garden of Sadness. The bus stopped with you. The bus stopped right in front of your door. Corruption under your watch is not slowing down. Instead, it keeps getting married to benefits the few people around you. Diverting public resources is happening day in, day out. Abuse of offices is going on, abusing the power invested in you, but instead you decided to use that strongman mentality and courage to team up with the people you trust to steal as much as they can while you're still in power. Maybe you have to think twice. Maybe you have to understand that time is running out. Ugandans have given you opportunity to change, but you refused. Now is the time you have to go. Let me pray that you, the young generation, watch this space. The professional elites destroying Uganda your future is in danger. Thank you for listening. I will be back.